What if one of the most dominant defenders in the NFL was on the verge of joining the Detroit Lions? Max Crosby, the star of the Las Vegas Raiders, is at the center of increasingly intense rumors, and his possible arrival could be the missing piece to transform the Lions into true Super Bowl contenders. Since their playoff elimination against the Washington Commanders, it has been clear that Detroit needs defensive reinforcements. Now all eyes are on Crosby, who, despite not having officially requested a trade, seems to be sending subtle signals that a move might be on the horizon. The hiring of Pete Carroll by the Raiders has brought uncertainty to the team's future, and NFL insiders suggest that Crosby may not be entirely satisfied with the franchise's direction. While he publicly maintains a professional stance, his cryptic social media posts are fueling speculation. One such instance was his recent tweet celebrating the Detroit Pistons' victory in the NBA. To many, it was just a sports comment, but to Lions fans, it might have been a hint that Crosby is considering a move to his hometown. These types of social media activities might seem insignificant to some, but in the NFL, where every detail can indicate potential changes, this has become a major talking point. Some analysts already suggest that Crosby might be setting the stage for an eventual departure from the Raiders, and Detroit emerges as one of the most likely destinations. The player's recent statements, combined with the Lions' evident need to bolster their defense, make this scenario increasingly plausible. Fans have started closely monitoring his actions, interpreting every move as a potential clue that he might be considering a fresh start in the NFL. The city of Detroit, in turn, has already embraced this possibility, and social media is buzzing with edits and projections of Crosby wearing the blue and silver jersey. The Raiders have not yet officially declared whether they are willing to trade Crosby, but there is a strong possibility that the right package could persuade them. The player is under contract but does not have guaranteed salary in the coming years, which could be a decisive factor in a potential move. The fact that a player of Crosby's caliber lacks long-term salary guarantees may mean that, depending on internal negotiations, he could feel undervalued and seek a new opportunity with a team willing to invest in his future. The NFL has seen similar situations before, where dissatisfied players end up pushing for a trade, and Crosby might very well be following the same strategy. On the other hand, the Lions have a competitive roster and only need a few pieces to become a truly dominant team. Adding Crosby alongside Aiden Hutchinson and Alim McNeill could form one of the most intimidating defenses in the NFL, placing Detroit on a new level. Imagine a defensive front with Hutchinson on one side and Crosby on the other, terrorizing opposing quarterbacks on every snap. This would not only elevate the Lions' defense, but also allow the rest of the defensive unit to play with more freedom and aggression. Additionally, the presence of a veteran like Crosby would have a positive impact in the locker room, raising the level of competitiveness and leadership within the team. Crosby will not come cheap. The Raiders would likely demand at least a first-round pick and possibly more valuable assets. However, if Detroit wants to take the next step and seriously compete for a championship, investing heavily in a player of Crosby's caliber could be a strategic and necessary move. With a stronger defense, the team could further balance its game and provide its offense with a peace of mind that they do not need to score 30 points per game to win. The psychological impact of such a high-profile acquisition also cannot be ignored. Players and fans would know that the Lions front office is fully committed to transforming this team into a true title contender. Detroit's management has already shown that they are willing to make bold moves to elevate the team's status. With an efficient offense and a quarterback who has shown improvement, strengthening the defense with a player like Crosby could be the final piece of the puzzle for the Lions to establish themselves as one of the NFC's powerhouses. The impact of such a trade in the locker room also cannot be underestimated. Players like Hutchinson and McNeill would benefit immensely from having a talented and experienced veteran like Crosby alongside them, which could further accelerate the development of the team's defensive line. Detroit has a passionate fan base, and a move of this magnitude would bring the city's enthusiasm to historic levels. In recent years, the Lions have gone from mediocrity to becoming a competitive team, and the arrival of a player of Crosby's caliber would solidify that transformation. The immediate impact will be felt both on and off the field, with an increase in ticket sales, jersey sales, and national media attention. Furthermore, Crosby would bring not only talent but also playoff experience, something crucial for a team looking to overcome obstacles and reach new heights. His leadership would be essential for a group that, despite being talented, still needs experienced players to maintain a winning mentality in the most decisive moments of the season. It is important to remember that historically, the Lions are not known for making aggressive trades for defensive stars. However, The current administration has shown that they are willing to break patterns and build a team based on excellence. If there is ever a time to go all in, that time is now. The window of opportunity to compete for a Super Bowl does not stay open forever, and a bold move could be the difference between being just a competitive team and becoming a true powerhouse. The partnership between Crosby and Hutchinson could resemble historic NFL duos like Von Miller and DeMarcus were on the 2015 Denver Broncos, or even Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis on the Indianapolis Colts. These duos helped their teams achieve playoff success, and Detroit could be on the verge of creating its own version of a dominant defense. If Crosby is indeed considering leaving, it will be interesting to see how the Raiders handle the situation. They may try to convince him to stay by offering a new contract and a prominent role in Pete Carroll's defense, but if tensions rise, a trade could become inevitable. For Detroit, this means acting quickly and ensuring they have the best package to entice Las Vegas. For fans, the anticipation grows every day. Every Crosby tweet, every behind-the-scenes move, and every media rumor add more fuel to the dream of seeing him wearing the Lions' blue and silver. Will this speculation turn into reality? Or is it all just a grand game of smoke and mirrors? One thing is certain, if Crosby joins Detroit, the entire NFL will take notice. The Lions have already proven they are no longer a team to be overlooked, and with Crosby anchoring the defense, their Super Bowl aspirations could become more than just a dream. As negotiations and rumors continue, the next few weeks will be crucial in determining Crosby's future. Will the Raiders decide to keep him and build around his talents, or will they seize the opportunity to acquire draft capital and focus on long-term rebuilding? The answer to that question could change the landscape of the NFC and redefine the Detroit Lions' defensive identity for years to come. What do you think, Lions fans? Should Max Crosby be the team's big offseason move? Would this transaction make the Lions a legitimate title contender? Leave your comment and don't forget to subscribe to Lions News Fan Report to stay updated on all things Detroit Lions.